let's learn about the bones of the pelvis and lower extremity. Let's begin with the pelvis. The pelvic girdle consists of two coxal bones and the sacrum. The lower extremity includes the femur, patella, tibia, fibula, ankle, and foot. Here is a picture of the anterior pelvis. The pelvis consists of two coxal bones and a sacrum. Each coxal bone consists of three fused bones: the ilium, ischium, and pubis. Here are some landmarks. The superior margin of the ilium is known as the iliac crest. The socket portion of the hip joint is called the acetabulum. This space between the ischium and pubis is called the obturator foramen. The symphysis pubis is a fibrocartilage disc that connects the right and left pubic bones. The connection between the sacrum and ilium is called the sacroiliac joint. Additional landmarks include the anterior superior iliac spine, which is located at the anterior margin of the iliac crest. Here is a picture of the posterior pelvis. Again, we see the ilium, ischium, and pubis. Here is the posterior superior iliac spine. The ischial tuberosity is a site of attachment for the hamstring muscles. This groove is called the greater sciatic notch. Here is a medial picture of the coxal bone. Again, we see the ilium, ischium, and pubis. Here is the greater sciatic notch and obturator foramen. On the lateral aspect of the coxal bone, we see a better look at the acetabulum or socket for the hip joint. The sacrum is a triangular bone which is situated between the coxal bones. Here is the posterior surface. The top portion is called the base and contains the sacral promontory. The bottom is the apex. This hollow area is called the sacral hiatus. At the lower tip of the sacrum is a small bone called the coccyx. Let's look at the femur next. Here is a closer look at the proximal portion of the femur. We see the head, neck, and large processes known as the greater and lesser trochanters. The distal femur contains large rounded processes called condyles. These are the medial and lateral condyles. Let's look at the tibia. The proximal tibia also contains condyles, so there are medial and lateral condyles. The front of the tibia contains a process called the tibial tuberosity. The distal portion of the tibia contains the medial malleolus. The other lower leg bone is called the fibula. The proximal fibula is called the head. The distal portion contains the lateral malleolus. The ankle and foot contain a number of bones. Bones of the ankle include the talus and calcaneus. The talus articulates with the navicular bone and the calcaneus with the cuboid on the lateral side of the foot. There are also three cuneiform bones. Here are the metatarsals. The toes contain the phalanges. There is the same arrangement as the fingers, with each toe containing proximal, middle, and distal phalanges, with the exception of the big toe, which only contains proximal and distal phalanges. Lastly, there is one additional bone in the lower extremity. This is the patella, which is in front of the femur and tibia. We hope you have learned something about the pelvis and lower extremity And see you next time.